Ahora, luego de muchos años, amo ser yo. Amo ser Mariano.
Identity. This was interesting for me because I thought it was a really great idea to talk about skirts in general, because different cultures do men wear skirts, and I think it's a cultural thing more than anything when you really think about what we wear and what that says about our identity. It's very interesting, and it started making me think a little bit more about the clothing aspect and why is it okay for women to wear certain things and not men and things like that. But to me, it made me think, which I love when a film can do that, and I like the use of animation and black and white and color. When the color comes in, it just makes you feel more like, okay, I feel good about where I am now, just in general as the audience and the hero of this film. So I really like that, and I think this is a perfect length and pacing for this, and really well done and well acted, and I think it'll do well for you guys. So good luck and good job.
Identity. I really enjoyed this. I loved the art, like the artistry of it, and the drawing. I thought it was really beautiful. I loved the narration and obviously how personal it was, and I also loved the story that after, you know, having struggled and kind of fought for his identity and, you know, how he truly feels comfortable in his own skin and, you know, as who he is as a person now, being confronted with something that makes him question the kind of support and makes him think like, am I ever gonna just be able to be me, and is being me ever going to be enough, and is it ever going to just be okay? And I think that that can be really confronting, and it can be really triggering, and it can be triggering in a lot of different circumstances, but I can only imagine how triggering it would have been in this particular circumstance, like within this story. And then to dig a little bit deeper, and it's not what initially he thought it was even more acceptance in a way, because it was his grandfather wanting to pass on this legacy that, you know, he did, that his dad did, and now that he's trying to pass on to his grandson, and having already passed it on to his son, and, you know, in a way that is even more affirming, and that is even more support, because it's passing down this tradition and it's passing down this ancestry. And I think that that just goes to show like a beautiful deep acceptance. And like I said, I think it's really lovely. And while it can be triggering, if it's coming from a place of love, if it's coming from, you know, a place of acceptance, it's, you know, worth it to kind of ask another question or a deeper question of, you know, like, what is the reason for this? What is this? And, you know, I just think that it's a really beautiful story, and it was really well told.
All the films that I've watched about gender dysphoria, and maybe I haven't watched the most recent ones, seem to always treat this experience with a certain heaviness and focusing on the darkness that comes with it. What I really liked about this short film is that instead it chooses to treat this topic with lightness and making it accessible to all audiences, kids, young people, elderly people, because choosing a language that is not over dramatic, and instead kind of has like a dryness and essentialism, and it's very to the point, to the most bare emotions that the main character is feeling, makes the experience seem simple. And by simple, obviously I don't mean easy, but kind of normal. It doesn't elevate the experience to a level that is inaccessible to who is listening to the story. So I really like that. And obviously that transpires through the animation style as well. It's the same thing, kind of essential and not overly stylized. I liked it. I thought it was a very clever storytelling choice.
This film is called Identity. This was a heartwarming LGBTQ+ short. The animation was excellent. The facial expressions were very believable and really captured the central figure's story of transitioning to a man in a compassionate way. I loved the slideshow effect too. What also set this apart for me were the detailed sound effects, lively music, and the narrator's voice that was kindly and sympathetic. It was a brilliant idea to have the film move from black and white as the story unfolds to vivid color in the end, as the lead has a revelation about family history and tradition. I would love to see more work from this group. Well done. Identity. Check it out.